Have you ever walked into a room only to pause and think, wait, what did I come in here for? Or maybe you've found yourself struggling to recall a name you knew just yesterday. If that's happened to you, please know, you're not alone. As we get older, these little memory slips become more common. But here's the thing, they don't have to be. Just like we exercise our bodies to stay strong, we need to move our minds too. The good news is, you don't need hours, a day, or complicated routines to keep your brain in great shape. In fact, just 10 minutes a day of simple, enjoyable brain activity can help you stay sharper, longer. Today, we're going to talk about 3 easy brain games you can start doing right away. Games that are fun, flexible, and surprisingly effective at boosting memory, focus, and mental clarity after 60. These aren't kid stuff or boring exercises. These are smart, stimulating little challenges that help your brain stay active without feeling like homework. Let's start with one that might sound old-fashioned, but is incredibly powerful. Crossword puzzles. You might already enjoy them, with your morning coffee or tucked into a newspaper. But here's what you might not realize. Every time you search for a word, recall a name, or connect 2 clues, you're firing up multiple areas of your brain. You're using language, memory, and logic all at once. Crosswords don't just help you remember things, they actually strengthen the connections in your brain that keep information organized. And the beauty of it is, you can start small. Even working on just a few clues a day gives your brain a boost. The key is consistency, not perfection. You're not trying to finish the puzzle in one go. You're giving your brain something to chew on, something that keeps it active and alert. Now, if crosswords aren't quite your style, or you're looking for something different, let's talk about something a bit more modern but equally effective: matching and memory games. These can be done online or with physical cards, and they're great because they specifically target short-term memory and attention. You know those classic flip 2 cards and try to find a pair games? They're not just for kids, they're actually a fantastic way to train your brain to remember details, spot patterns, and stay focused. And here's the surprising part. Even playing for just a few minutes a day can improve recall and reaction time over time. Plus, they're kind of fun. Whether you play on your phone, a tablet, or a simple set of cards on the table, it's all about engaging your mind in an active way. What makes these games so special is that they don't feel like chores. You're not sitting down thinking, okay, time to train my brain. Instead, you're enjoying a little game, and meanwhile, your brain is firing on all cylinders, processing, storing, retrieving, staying sharp. And remember, it's not about being fast. It's about being consistent. 10 focused minutes a day, maybe while you're sipping tea or during a quiet moment in the afternoon, can do more for your mind than you think. Now that we've looked at a couple of fun and easy ways to stimulate your brain, let's keep that momentum going. There's still one more brain game I want to share with you, and it's one that blends creativity, strategy, and memory all in one. The final brain game I want to share with you today is one that combines memory, problem solving, and just the right amount of strategy. It's called Sudoku, and chances are you've at least heard of it. But if you've never tried it, or you've only glanced at it in the back of a newspaper and thought, that looks too complicated, don't worry. It's much easier than it looks once you get the hang of it. And more importantly, it's incredibly beneficial for keeping your brain young and engaged. Sudoku is all about placing numbers in a grid based on logic. You don't need to be good at math. In fact, you're not doing any arithmetic at all. It's about patterns, focus, and memory. You're constantly remembering where numbers go, scanning rows and columns, and thinking a few steps ahead. That mental juggling act is exactly the kind of workout your brain needs, especially as you age. What's great about Sudoku is that you can start at any level. Easy puzzles are available everywhere, from newspapers to apps, and just 5 to 10 minutes of working through one is enough to activate your brain's problem-solving center and keep those cognitive gears turning. And don't worry if you don't finish the whole thing. Like we've said before, it's not about perfection, it's about engagement. Every puzzle is a little challenge, a mini adventure for your brain. Now, I want to take a second to highlight something really important here. These brain games, whether it's crossword puzzles, memory matches, or Sudoku, they're not just about preventing memory loss or improving focus. They're about confidence. There's something incredibly empowering about knowing your mind is still sharp, that you can solve problems, remember details, and stay mentally independent. Because let's be honest, after 60, it's easy to start doubting yourself. You misplace your keys or forget someone's name, and suddenly your mind goes to the worst-case scenario. But those little slips are normal. And the best part is, there's so much you can do to stay ahead of them. These games are like giving your brain a gentle nudge every day, reminding it, hey, we're still in this, we're still sharp, we've still got it. And even better, they don't just improve your mind, they improve your mood. When you finish a crossword clue or match 2 cards in a row, you feel good. You feel a sense of accomplishment, even if it's small. That's the kind of positive feedback your brain thrives on. It keeps you coming back for more. And that consistency is what leads to real results. So whether it's in the morning with your coffee, during an afternoon break, or before bed as a way to wind down, those 10 minutes a day are an investment. Not just in your memory, but in your independence, your confidence, and your joy. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up and play. Let's wrap everything up by talking about how to fit these brain games into your daily routine in a way that feels effortless and even fun. Because at the end of the day, it's not just what you do, it's how you make it part of a life you love. Now that we've talked about the power of crosswords, memory games, and Sudoku, you might be wondering, how do I make this a real habit? Because it's one thing to try something once, but real benefits come from doing it regularly, just like brushing your teeth or taking a walk. The good news? Making brain games part of your day doesn't have to feel like another chore. In fact, it can be one of the most enjoyable 10 minutes of your day. Start by finding the time of day when you feel mentally fresh. For some people, that's in the morning after breakfast. For others, it might be a quiet moment in the afternoon, or right before bed as a way to wind down without staring at a screen. The key is to make it a little ritual, something you look forward to, not something you feel obligated to do. You don't need a timer. You don't need a strict routine. Just pick one game a day, spend a few minutes engaging with it, and notice how your mind feels afterward. Are you a little more focused? A little sharper? Maybe even a little happier? That's the power of showing up for your brain. And here's something else to keep in mind. You're not doing this just for today. You're doing it for your future self. Every time you stretch your brain, even in the smallest way, you're building resilience. You're giving yourself the tools to stay independent, to keep up with conversations, to remember names, appointments, and all the little things that make life smoother and more enjoyable. It's also a beautiful way to protect your confidence. One of the hardest parts of aging isn't physical, it's emotional. When memory slips happen, it can feel embarrassing or even scary. But these games give you control. They give you proof that your brain is still working, still learning, and still capable of growing. And hey, if you can turn that into a shared experience, even better. Do the crossword with a spouse or a friend. Challenge your grandchild to a matching game. Swap Sudoku puzzles with your neighbor. Not only does it help your brain, but it also adds that extra layer of social connection, which is another major factor in brain health. So, if you've been worried about staying mentally sharp, or if you've noticed yourself slipping a little lately, just know that you have options. You don't need to sit and hope it gets better. You can do something about it starting today in just 10 minutes. Give your brain a little love, a little challenge, and a little fun. You'll be amazed at how it responds. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Do you already play any of these games, or is there one you're going to start with tomorrow? Let me know in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to get started. If this video helped you, give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe to Elder Living Wisdom for more simple, powerful tips to stay healthy, sharp, and confident. At any age, because your mind matters, you matter. And your best years can still be filled with clarity, connection, and joy. Here's to staying sharp, staying curious, and living your best life, one puzzle at a time.